Hello everyone and welcome back to my Dark Souls 3 walkthrough. So last episode we finished the game, defeated the last boss and saw the ending cutscene. And in this episode we are going to explore an optional area which can be accessed from the Osiris bonfire. So I will travel there. And past this door, in this little area where we found 2 Titanite scales and learned a gesture. I guess I should probably switch back to Shield of Want since I'm not in a boss fight. And I will just be clearing an area so stamina regeneration won't be that crucial to me. And this wall right here is actually fake, and behind it is where we find the first of 2 secret locations in this game, known as Untended Graves. And once again we get a bonfire right off the bat. And moving forward we find a shriving stone. Now this area is very similar to the tutorial area, the Cemetery of Ash. So this time we approach from that way, and I will first hug the left side and show you what there is over here. So there's a coffin and some more of these guys. I will once again take them out with charged attacks. Alright, awesome. I took care of all of them before they became dangerous. And this coffin that we supposedly emerged from in the intro cutscene for the game contains an Ashen Estus flask, which simply increases the amount of FP you restore with each sip of Ashen Estus flask. Similarly to how Estus ring increases the same thing when restoring HP. Anyway, over here we find the Soul of a Crestfallen Knight and some more of these enemies from Cathedral of the Deep. This guy dropped a large Titanite shard. Now, going forward, there's another one to deal with. So let's do that. Now, before I go forward, I will once again explore what's to the right and to the left. So over here we find some dogs once again, and we need to clear them out. Here we find some more dogs once again. And these guys were watching over a Titanite chunk. And to the left over here we find another dog who is not a good boy, and another Titanite chunk. Alright, so once again, before I go forward, the path to the right, the side path. Well, in the Cemetery of Ash there was a message, turn back, and here there is no such message. And in this location we can find not 1 but 2 of these enemies, and I probably don't need to say it out loud. It's best to attract the attention of just one of them at a time to not get overwhelmed. This weapon of mine is so powerful And yet when we get to the DLCs, things will be challenging either way. Right, so after defeating one of them we get 2 Titanite scales, and after taking out the second one, the drop will also be 2 Titanite scales. So this is a pretty nice area where we can find quite a few Titanite scales. So if your weapon of choice is a weapon transposed from a boss soul, like for example a Vord's Great Hammer or Profane Greatsword from Pontiff Sullivan, then this area is pretty good for upgrading it. Alright, now going forward, the place where in the Cemetery of Ash we got our first bonfire, and this location has an enemy and an invader, the same NPC that we had to defeat in the Grand Archives. And well, it was not my intention to knock her off, but it happened, so yeah, I will take it. Right, so moving onward, we find again some more enemies, some with swords, some with crossbows. There are also some with these daggers and throwing knives as well. And of course there is also an enemy with a spear and shield. Classic. Alright, down here there is well, that wasn't very graceful. There's one enemy with a crossbow, and another enemy with a spear and this pathetic wooden shield. Anyway, moving forward, there are quite a few more enemies that are being annoying. Let's take out all of them. And once again I'm going to go back up here to then perform the jump, as there is, well, nothing over here and I missed the jump entirely. But next to this box, coffin, whatever, we can find a hidden blessing, which is a consumable item that fully restores the player's FP. Alright, let me heal back to full health, and over here, if we are embered and if we've defeated the hostile NPC at Firelink Shrine, we can summon this guy to help us with the boss fight. And once again, who would have thought, it's Gundyr, the same boss from Cemetery of Ash. And we can also find a Black Knight glaive in this area of his. Except this Gundyr is a champion. And I probably don't need to say it, this boss is much tougher than the one we encounter in the tutorial. This guy is even throwing rocks, which is not very nice. And here we go, the second phase. The second part of the boss fight, and Gundyr is angry. Now this boss is kind of similar to Pontiff in a way that he's very, very relentless, gives very few windows to heal or retaliate. But just like Pontiff, this enemy can be parried, which the Shield of Wand that I am currently using unfortunately doesn't allow me to perform parries. Now let me just say this right now. This weapon of mine, the attack where I slash vertically downwards, it makes my character, I guess, well, not exactly crouch, but my character, well, the hitbox slightly moves downwards, or it shrinks, I guess, so the large overhead swing of Champion Gundyr, luckily for me, didn't hit me. And once again, after defeating the boss, we get a bonfire, quite a few souls, and this is also where we get Champion Gundyr's soul. Right, moving on. Once again we can go through the door after defeating the boss and to the shrine, except this time it's much more abandoned, and instead of hollows we find some black knights. Let me get the drop on this guy. Uh-oh. Alright. Got him. This one dropped his helm and shield. And there's another black knight in this area, just patrolling. Let's deal with him as well. This guy dropped his armor. It's not very common for these guys to drop their loot. If you want to get it, you need to farm quite a bit. Anyway, once again I am going to explore the outside before heading inside. So over here we can find another black knight that we will need to deal with. And this guy is being quite rude, which I don't appreciate. Anyway, next to this tower where the hostile NPC previously was, we can find a Chaos Blade, which is a katana type weapon. Now, following up here above the entrance, we can also find a soul of a crestfallen knight, and following the path over here, there is nothing this time over here, and down here we can find another black knight. So let me try to perform a jump attack on him, which worked. Yay! Awesome. And this one is guarding this grave, which after defeating Abyss Watchers, if you come to this area before defeating them, you will not find the ring here. So this Hornet Ring, it increases the strength of critical attacks. So the backstabs and riposts are more powerful, and if performed against hostile NPCs, they also have a special animation. And also if you're playing online and you have this ring in PvP, performing a critical attack against another player will also have the special animation. Right, now let's finally head inside, and it is empty. Where the bonfire used to be, we can find something that disappeared, but just visibly. It's actually still there. This is a coiled sword fragment, which is a very nice item. It is basically like an infinite homeward bone. As you can see, homeward bones are consumable, but coiled sword fragment is unlimited use. So this one is very convenient. Now over here to the right, we can also find conditionally Hollow's Ashes. So once again, the NPC I kicked off at the beginning of Undead Settlement, if you don't follow his quest line, if you fail it at any point, this is where you will find Hollow's Ashes. But if you follow his quest line, then there will be nothing here. It's, I guess, just a way to get items that you would normally be able to purchase from him, and this is to make up for if you miss your chance by messing up that complex quest line. Now, where our beloved blacksmith Andre used to be, we can find his hammer, which can be used as a weapon, and we can also find this lady, actually alive, sitting, breathing. Hello.
Well, fancy that. A lost lamb wandereth in, with nary a peep from the bell. Well, thou shouldst my purpose know. What can this old handmaid provide thee?
So this NPC sells pretty similar things to the one in the Firelink Shrine. We can also purchase a Wolf Knight armor set from her, and we can also get a Priestess Ring from her, which is the, I guess, last piece of Knight Ring, Hunter Ring, Scholar Ring trio. Well, there's 4 of them, one for strength, dexterity, intelligence and faith, respectively. But I'm not going to buy anything, thanks.
Best not tarry long.
Alright, and another thing we can find over here is this illusory wall. And there's another illusory wall here, which these two close off this little area that contains Eyes of a Firekeeper. Now this one is a key item, and it actually unlocks a possibility for a different ending. So if you finish this area first, you can then get a different ending than linking the fire. Right, now that this area is pretty much cleared, and let me just say the door that you would unlock with a tower key is not interactable, so there's pretty much nothing else here. It's very abandoned. Aside from that merchant, I guess. Anyway, I found something for you.
Ashen One, link for the Lords of Link,
Well, yeah, I've already done it, but I found these.
Ashen One, are these eyes? How gracious of thee, Ashen One. The very things we firekeepers have been missing. Ashen One, my thanks for the eyes thou'st given. But firekeepers are not meant to have eyes. It is forbidden. These will reveal through a sliver of light frightful images of betrayal. A world without fire. Ashen One, is this truly thy wish?
So this is how we can get a different ending, where we don't link the fire, we don't link the first flame, we instead make a different decision.
Of course. I serve thee, and will do as thou bidst. This will be our private affair. No one else may know of this. Stay thy path. Find lords to link the fire, and I will blindly tend to the flame until the day of thy grand betrayal. Mayst thou thy peace discover.
So what this does is after you defeat the Soul of Cinder, the last boss of the game, next to the first flame a summon sign appears, a summon sign for our beloved Firekeeper, and if you choose to summon her you will unlock a different ending. So basically that, Champion Gundyr and the Coiled Sword Fragment are, I guess you could say, the greatest things about the Untended Graves secret side optional area. Well, like I mentioned, Champion Gundyr for, I guess, satisfaction, thrill. Coiled Sword Fragment because it's an infinite homeward bone, and then Eyes of a Firekeeper, as they can unlock a different ending. So I believe that will be pretty much it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. And goodbye.